So as a continuation from yesterday's video, what I wanted to do today is share with you a cool tip for organizing your scales across the fingerboard. This is really an important part of your evolution as a beginner, and to be quite honest, this type of work is often really overlooked. One of the things that's crucial with the development of beginners is making sure that the student has developed proper playing habits from the very beginning. There's a myth that's going around the internet at the moment that as a beginner, you don't have to be taught by a qualified teacher, but only by someone who is seemingly better than you. This is absolutely insane. A knowledgeable instructor understands that the successful practice of any new skill is highly dependent on having previously mastered skills that'll enable you to put everything together. And that's what my base foundation course is all about. Now, if you haven't seen yesterday's video about the launch of my new beginners course, then be sure to click here and watch that video before continuing. Okay, so scale blocks are a way of organizing how you group the notes and how those notes are mapped across the fingerboard. There's a bunch of different ways that we can do this, but today I'm just going to focus on one combination, okay? And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the way a scale is constructed, it's often broken down into 2 4-note groups. So from the root, the 2, the 3 to the 4, that's the first group. And then the 5, the 6, the 7 to the 8, that's the second group. But that's 8 notes, and the scale really consists of 7 notes. So the way we're going to group these up is, like I said earlier, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is going to give us an effective way to play these scales up and down our fingerboard. So what's tends to happen when people learn this type of thing is they learn one pattern and then that's all they know, and very often they don't know the notes. So the base foundation course goes really deep into understanding your fretboard and learning the notes. We're not going to touch on that today, but what we're going to look at is how to organize this simple scale across your bass in a few different ways, because what you need to do when you're learning a musical phrase is you need to learn it in different parts of your fretboard, and you need to also learn it in different groups of strings. This is really crucial on being able to use anything past just playing a bunch of pointless exercises. So the way that we're going to do this, if we look at the scale, the way most people will play it is just like this. Okay, so the way we're going to group it is like this, where I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do the same thing going back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I know probably everyone watching this video already knows that pattern. This isn't new material. So let's take it in a different direction to show how we can group this over 2 strings. So what we're doing here is we're going to start with the C here, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, shift, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm coming back down, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the whole scale, and that's very neatly organized, and look at the length of the fretboard that covers versus where you're just doing this and you don't really know what you're playing. So here you really have to kind of learn what's going on with the notes and what's happening across the fretboard, or you'll be making the mistakes. So the 1, 2, 3 is going to be 2 whole steps. So I'm going in this way, and that is a shift. Notice that I'm not playing that in one position. I'm shifting here, and then I'm shifting up with my second finger, and then I'm coming back down. 1, 2, 3, shift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that's how that's grouped. Now what I can do is I can take that 2-string pattern rather, and then move that through the cycle of fifths just on those 2 strings. So here I'm doing this from F. Then I can do it from B flat. I can take it to E flat. and so forth, and I can do that. I can even start taking it through the cycle, going on different groups of 2 strings. So I could go here and do this in C, and then I could go to F here. You know, I can move it to B flat here, let's say. Another thing you could do is take all the 2 string groups and then do that just in one key. So I'm here in C. Taking this to the next group. Taking this to the next group. And this is what I mean by taking a musical phrase and then moving it across your fretboard so you can actually use these ideas. Now we're confining this to this major scale at the moment, but this is where this sort of material really branches out and gives you like a whole bunch of new opportunities and choices once you start to learn a bunch of new skill sets that support this. That's the whole point with this. Now, to round this off, let's take this in 2 octaves straight away. And you might say, hang on, this is supposed to be a beginner's course. Beginners can't play things in 2 octaves. Why not? That's a limitation. I don't like limitations. 2 octaves, it's just the same notes. The main thing, the reason that people don't do that is because they never learn the notes. They never learn the fretboard. They just confine themselves to one space for ages, and then that's all they ever know. So from the very beginning, you can open up this whole fretboard. It's not finite. It's very easy to do. I have a whole set of exercises that take you very deep into understanding the fretboard that we'll go through in the course. So don't worry about that. But let's take a look at this 2 octave pattern. This is very cool here. Across 3 strings, I've got the 2 octave pattern where I just glue some of these patterns that we've already learned. I'm going to introduce a little bit of a new one here. So I go 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my 1, 2, 3 is going to be played here, and then I shift 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I go back down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm back home. So putting that together, okay, from there you can take another 3-string group and let's say take the key of F and you'll have this. Okay, so what I want you to do now is go practice this, come back, and we'll do a debrief. You know, it's so important to develop strong fundamentals from the very beginning. What I found out from over 30 years of teaching is that there's a lot of people who claim they've been studying bass for 10 years or so, but once they start to study with me, it becomes clear to them that they've been playing 1 year 10 times. That's where a lot of people have to go back and relearn things because they didn't develop the proper fundamentals from the start. An experienced teacher understands this concept, but no student, no matter how motivated, can expect to figure out all these things on their own. Okay, so if you're still with me, then it's real important to click on the enrollment link in the description box below and sign up for this course right now. Remember yesterday when I told you that there's only 20 places left? Well, after yesterday's video was uploaded, 5 more people booked their places, so now there's only room for 15 more people. What's also real important about this course is that you'll be able to get direct feedback from me through our Facebook group and the 4 webinars that we'll be doing, which will be live. Feedback is super important, and as all my students will tell you, effective feedback is more than just telling someone that they're doing something right or wrong. I'll be able to see how you've ended up with the performance that you presented and be able to offer solutions to practice more effectively regarding what you're currently working on. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the other side. So until then, practice smart, work hard, and play creatively.